No, it isn't. The question is it a bad thing or a good thing that current Hunter x Hunter isn't like it used to be? For me, it's a real good thing, and I will explain why, but also I want to show both sides of the argument and not just talk about the good, as there is an argument that can be made about why some Hunter x Hunter fans could lose interest in the current Hunter x Hunter arcs due to it being so different, as Hunter x Hunter has something that sets it apart from all the manga I read. There's a creative freedom in Hunter x Hunter that you don't really see anywhere else, as most stories are locked into place as they need to progress the main story. But Togashi did something genius, where he made Gon's main goal something he could utilize in unlimited ways. Gon's goal is to find his dad. Well, who's to say his dad isn't in this video game? Well, that's Greed Island. He can write Gon in any story he wants to create, and that really made each arc of Hunter x Hunter truly different. But in the current Hunter x Hunter arcs, starting from chapter 341, where the 2011 anime ended, one can say Togashi took it a step further that truly sets it apart from the rest of Hunter x Hunter. I'm not talking about Gon not being the main character for these arcs. We sort of got a taste of that in the election arc, as Gon was gone for a while, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the amount of plot lines. When one looks at any previous arc, the Hunter exam, Heaven's Arena, York New, Greed Island, Chimera Ant arc, Election arc, one can easily explain the plot lines those arcs have, and it's very easy to follow. Let's look at the Chimera Ant arc, which is the longest arc in Hunter x Hunter. Gon and Kilo meet Kai, who's investigating strange creatures called Chimera Ants. Then they go to NGO trying to stop the queen from giving birth to the king. They get into fights against Chimera Ants, then Pito awakens and kills Kai, Gon and Kilo retreat, Netero gathers a team to infiltrate the palace and split the royal guards so Netero can fight against Meruem. Now I simplified the plot by leaving things out and not mentioning the side characters, but here's the thing, the Chimera Ant arc doesn't have dozens of other side plots one has to follow to understand the arc entirely. And now let's look at the current Hunter x Hunter arc, the Succession War. With over 100 new characters, each with names, each with motivations, most of them have powers that could radically shift the story. You got 14 princes, all engaged in a literal death game, each with unique Nambis, political schemes, and bodyguards who are also Nan users. Then there's the Mafia families, trying to use this chaos to climb the underworld ladder. Kurapika's storyline, where he's protecting Prince Wobo and trying to get off the boat to save them both. And then the whole reason he got in the boat for Serenich to get the eyes of his people back. Then there's Beyond Netero and the voyage to the Dark Continent, which hasn't even started yet, but is looming over everything, as we just saw recently with the reveal of Beyond having many kids, and one of them wanting to kill the secret child that might be a prince. Then there's the Phantom Troop, who's trying to kill Hisoka, but then there's also Chrollo that also wants to steal the Kaken national treasures, like the Seed Urn, which gave the prince the Nambis. And then there's Hisoka, hiding somewhere on board, ready to assassinate any troop member at any second. And also he hired Illumi to kill him as well, but there's definitely more there going on. All those plot lines are a simple explanation, by the way. Now, I love all this so much, and I consider it the best thing to ever happen in Hunter x Hunter, as this is a masterpiece in writing, to juggle this many plot lines and characters. But also, I can't lie, even though I have reread the current Hunter x Hunter arc over 10 times, I still can't remember everything. Hell, even Togashi's favorite idol group, which he has been obsessing over, that he puts references into the latest Hunter x Hunter chapters. One of the members had an interview with Togashi where even she says the amount of text has increased considerably, showing that yeah, current Hunter x Hunter is different. And I can see why some fans can lose interest, as this story demands so much from you, and with all the hiatuses making it even harder to follow these plot lines. But now let me say my perspective as to why Hunter x Hunter having more plot lines and more dialogue is amazing, and why I consider a masterpiece. Now, I've seen some are under the illusion that there are only two ways to tell a story, and one is the superior one. I'm talking about the phrase, show, don't tell. I'm sure you all heard of it before, and my god, do I hate it so much. As people use this phrase without even understanding, that's not all there is to storytelling. and one isn't superior to the other. And some stories are specifically written where the show don't tell criticism doesn't work. I mean, just look at any detective story. How are you going to show the crimes with just showing? You have to tell us the crime so we can figure it out. Thus, not all stories rely on the show don't tell, and the current Hunter x Hunter is an example of that. Togashi even said this in an interview, and I quote, "I wanted not only the princes, but also their personnel to be more than just background characters. So I made extensive use of monologues to act as both narrative exposition and character development. As a result, the text has become more intricate and unruly. When characters interact with each other, there are several personalities and circumstances to consider. In this current arc, I'm also experimenting with characters and how they feel about their missions, whether they're proactive, passive, or negative, whether they're hiding secrets, in the process of looking for more interesting story developments. The number of words discarded in my mind is several, or even 10 times more than the word count in just one finished storyboard. This has become a routine part of my process, and as a result, I'm in a negative cycle where the number of words used in the finished storyboard feels small in comparison." Now that's a long ass quote I just read, which fits in line with current Hunter x Hunter. But do you see why this makes the current Hunter x Hunter even more amazing? Togashi made the world more alive by making all these characters actually be real, giving them all feelings, thoughts. The fact we got Rihan, a bodyguard, monologuing for an entire page, which became the iconic meme, is the funniest thing ever, but also is the most amazing thing ever. The fact we get side characters have this much thought put into them, where everyone is different and can impact the story either in a small or big way, is amazing and makes the world of Hunter x Hunter more expansive and alive. That makes us, the readers, actually invest more into these characters and their stories, as each one is truly alive, and it makes the stakes so much higher, as there is so much death that's going to happen in this boat the longer we are on it. And by far the best thing about having so many plot lines compared to the previous arcs is the variety, as when it comes to long arcs, some can lose interest. For example, One Piece being one of them, as I remember seeing many people complain about the Wano arc because of how long it was and just lose interest, as it can feel like the arc is stalling. But with Hunter x Hunter, there's so much variety and stuff to love. So if you're not that into the Kaken Prince battles, well, have the Kaken Mafia situation alongside a Joker, Morena, who is in the Mafia as well, but that's doing her own thing that will bring death onto everyone in the ship. That's not your thing? We'll have the Phantom Troop dealing with Hisoka alongside Mafia situations. That's not your thing? Well, Chrollo also wants to steal Kaken national treasures. There's also the whole Beyond having many kids situation that was revealed. But just having many plot lines isn't what makes this amazing. What makes it amazing is Togashi connecting all these plot lines together. The Mafia are tied to the Kaken Princess, as the leaders are the benefactors of some princess. Then there's a Phantom Troop allying with the Mafia to get rid of Morena. It's easy to write many plot lines, but it takes an amazing writer to connect all these plot lines seamlessly. The fact Togashi has to keep track of all these 100 plus new characters, each with their own emotions, goals, and that's what makes this arc a masterpiece, as I haven't seen any other manga handle this many characters and plots at the same time. So once Togashi reveals stuff, do I find myself going, of course, it should have been obvious. It makes it so rewarding following this story. Yeah, there are some chapters where I don't even remember every motivation and I have to reread to get the full grasp. But I wouldn't trade this for any other manga, because Hunter x Hunter has earned this. Togashi has earned this. This is the evolution of his storytelling, from a simple find my dad premise to a multi-layered political war with over 100 players. And we're not even at the dark continent yet. So is it a bad thing? No. Is Hunter x Hunter's current complexity a flaw? No, it's a trade-off. It's not for everyone, but if it is for you, if it clicks with you, then it's the most rewarding thing in all of manga that I have read so far. Hunter x Hunter is different now, but that's what makes it legendary. So I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoy my perspective on this, and look forward to more Hunter x Hunter videos if you like this one. Bye!